What show am I on?
What show are we doing today?
By John Quennell.
This the old
And
one?
another thing.
Thanks for life.
Where's Rob?
And it's Grim After Dark.
Hey everyone, for the benefit of Val, this is Grim After Dark, Warhammer 40,000's only late night show for some reason. My name is John. I'm here to misinform and entertain as we talk about the goings on over the last week in the world of Warhammer. This week, Danny and Dickie take us through the biggest news of the week, the new Warhammer 40,000 DataSlate. We're going to go around the net and we see if Val can get his groove back in our latest Grim game. And if you enjoy what you see,
I got it back last week.
You can support us by liking or subscribing wherever we'll let you. And if you're able to throw a couple of dollars our way by becoming a member on YouTube or commenting below with the answer to this question, what did the DataSlate fail to do, and why can't I read sentences? Anyway, before we go on, let's meet the team who make it all possible. First up, he's the co-host with a co-most. He's our competitive 40k champion and the Jiffer from Muscat, Idaho. It's Danny McDevitt.
Hey.
Hey. He's a beautiful face of everything square-based. He's a fantasy enthusiast and a casual 40k enjoyer. It's Val Heffelfinger.
Boo! Oh,
It's me.
And representing the offensive line of the Ottawa Otters, he puts the couch in Canada. It's superstar producer Tech Priest Dickie.
Hello.
I was struggling really hard to think of another O word on the cuff. So Ottawa Otters, which I'm sure is a CFL team.
Yep.
At least an under.
It's actually the Red Blacks.
I'm sorry,
I don't think legally you're allowed to do that. That's very racist on several terms.
What did you fucking? It's the Red Blacks.
It just sounds racist, Val. I don't know what it is, but it sounds like
Only First Nations and someone else on the team.
There is, by the way, after Val mentioned that, our viewership in Spain just skyrocketed. But this week we don't have a comment.
We only cover their memes because this show's depressing. So that's good.
whoa, hey, come on.
I will say, guys, everyone, Dickie, Val, Danny, there are 0 Nazi pictures this week. So already a step up.
Nice.
From where we're at last week.
Nice. Oh, that's a relief.
I don't believe you at all. Like, I just don't believe you. This is a show where we make fun of the community, and the community is infused with Nazis. So I'm just ready.
You make it sound like a drink at like a coffee shop. It's infused with fascism.
Right.
The refreshing fascist beverage.
Yeah. We don't have a comment of the week this week, but we do have a new short that has driven me insane. Brought to you by our friends at Frontline Gaming, where you get 15% off all your brand new GW products and an even bigger discount in their secondhand store. Danny, Val, Dickie, this weekend, instead of writing the show in the usual time I do, I spent 3 hours adding I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler to various Warhammer cinematics. I can't upload them to YouTube all the way because, of course, copyright is not fun.
Not true. On shorts, it works differently.
On it, well, there we go. I'm just have to cut them up into part 1 of 4, like every worst TikTok you've ever seen.
Nice.
But if you want to see them in their entirety, they are on our Grim Cord. But guys, why does I Need a Hero work with literally every Warhammer cinematic?
I can tell you, John. It's because Warhammer 40,000 doesn't really have any heroes.
Oh,
It's the first comment on the short. It's gonna be like, actually, there's no heroes in the 41st millennium. So this is not an accurate short.
True.
Just cutting terrible irony. Well, that's good.
Yeah. What was fun when I really got into it, because the first 3 I didn't actually do any editing whatsoever, and it still just worked. But by the end, I was like sitting there spending 10 minutes making sure the bolter shells fell in time with the music, which was, and then also speeding up Horus a little bit in the 30K cinematic so he walked to the beat. That was
editing is the biggest danger for hyperfocus that might be out there. It is a trap.
Did I point out that this week I had to write this show, and also I have midterms for my classes too? So probably spending 3 hours listening to Bonnie Tyler, not the best use of my time.
Hey,
yeah,
we're all here.
I got a laugh out of it, and that's the important thing.
That's right. We out here, John.
Yeah, we out here. We doing this. And guys, just as a reminder, 40K.
Right.
Right.
40K. 40K.
Let's move on to some state of play.
Oh, not so loud. Oh, all right.
That was pleasant.
Still heart palpitations, but
Did I do good, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
You did good.
I took the 20-minute gap in between me asking for the bumper and the bumper was you adjusting the volume down, and for that I appreciate you.
Yeah. Whew. Man. I'm on
Love it.
point today. I'm on point.
Welcome to State of Play, the segment where we catch up with what's going down in Warhammer in the last week. And this week, the balanced data slate arrived after a long wait, with the means bringing the fires of impatience down on the community, as every day we were treated with the same memes that we saw 3 months ago when we were waiting for the last data slate.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though,
Oh, that was a long wait, eh, fellas?
3 whole months.
again, guys, 40K. We're not
Right.
talking about your 20-year wait for, would you call it 10th edition? 9th edition?
It's a spiritual successor.
Grog World.
Yeah.
Rock World.
The old world is to Warhammer Fantasy what Rise of the Skywalker was to Star Wars.
I mean, that's harsh, but okay.
Yeah, the best piece of it. Got it.
The best
Thank
part of it.
I would
Anyway,
call it a true 9th edition. Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Missing a bunch of the things from 8th edition, but that's fine.
But thankfully, today the data slate came, and thankfully it brought the Satan back in line and helped out our struggling Dark Angels. Or
The Satan are in line, yeah, for sure. I think
Did
they
it.
did a good job of balancing them in this data slate. I'm like not even kidding. This is a real thing.
yeah, I'm just waiting for Dickie to change the slide at the peak of the joke.
Oh, sorry. I'm doing so many things. There
Or
we go.
did it?
There. No. What?
The community has gone from outrage to despair, regardless of who you ask. No matter what army they play, it's an equal split that their armies both being simultaneously ruined and improved. So to get to the bottom of this, we go to Mob Rules, I guess, Hot Takes very own Danny and Dickie, as I fired myself from my old show.
It was for
Jesus.
the best.
It was for the best. Yeah,
Yep.
take us through the data slate. Is it what you were expecting to see?
What? I don't know what. Danny, what were you expecting to see?
Nerfs to Eldar, nerfs to Chaos Space Marines, some buffs to some of the weaker factions, maybe. I was hoping for nerfs to Votan. I got a little bit, but not as much as I was hoping. So
That's some good active listening, Val.
yeah, Val, great job with that.
Are you
My favorite part is where you're not making any noises. Are you supposed to be talking? Or are you just, I don't know what you're doing here. Is this a bit?
It's a recording. It's totally a recording. Oh shit. Anywho. Well, I guess Danny, you hit the nail on the head, because that's exactly what we saw. You're lipping me. He's lip syncing me. What the hell?
Guys, this is the kind of quality analysis you can only get by watching us along live every Tuesday. As Dickie
For audio
fears,
listeners.
as
Yeah.
Dickie fears and edits out this section, so Val won't be making fun of him.
He does it with love. It's okay.
But Eldari, are they brought back to where they need to be a little less oppressive?
Who knows, man? How many nerfs have they had? Like 80?
39.
Like, yeah. So I'm hoping for maybe some parity. Okay. So Eldar got brought back in line a couple of different ways. Number one, they have the number of fate dice that they get. So they went from 12 to 6, which is
They got Sarah Connard.
and then they nerfed the Incarn, so it can't charge after it teleports. They made the Night Spinner. It no longer prevents you from advancing. It just gives you a -2 to your movement and advance and charge rolls. So, and got a hefty points increase, and many units in the Eldar Codex also got a points increase.
If you want to take off your Eldari player hat for a second, is it enough?
Dude, I'm stoked. Like, honestly, like, I haven't been playing Eldar because, quite frankly, I felt bad. Also, I'm not good enough at them to win. So, yeah. So I'm excited that maybe this is.
Go.
Okay,
Yo,
so Dickie
me-
just.
How is that the best you came up with? How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this?
Pay you for
For the benefit of the audio listener, Dickie is helping himself over Val as we speak.
Yeah, so Dickie topped
The
Val.
bit I was doing was just trying to seem informed by just lip syncing with Rich, but he ruined it with his terrible crop.
After
Go ahead.
topping Val, Dickie made sure that Val's lips could not be read anymore. Was it? Yeah.
You just don't look at him. Focus on Danny's beautiful face saying Eldar were brought down a
Where's
peg.
back? So
Who was the biggest winner of the data slate then? If Eldari got kind of a bunch of nerfs, you no longer feel like the biggest jerk in the state playing them.
Mhm.
He did mute himself.
I don't know. I would say probably Blood Angels got the biggest buff to me. I think that faction change was, to me, that's pretty significant.
You're 100% wrong.
Whoa. Okay. All right. What's the winner, Dickie?
Drukari.
Oh, that's probably true. Actually,
Drew Carey.
Oh,
yeah.
Who said that?
I don't know. Do we have a ghost in here?
Goes
No,
to
there
Val's
is something. There is something. The Blood Angels did get a big buff. Currently, they're sitting as the least winning army in 40K, which is a really cool marketing strategy with End in the Death Volume 3 coming out last week. Is it going to be enough to get them up there?
Maybe. Hard to say, John. The faction or the detachment benefit went to +2 strength instead of +1 strength on the charge for the entire army. So yeah, strength 6 dudes is pretty spicy. That wounds everything not toughness like 12, at least on 5s, which is great. There's not a ton of toughness 12 stuff out there. So yeah, I'm excited to see if it works out for them.
Yeah, fantastic. Dickie, why do you think Drakari was the biggest winner?
Oh man, the new detachment is so good. It you get at a transport, you get lance, you would ignore cover. Archons can go on incubi now, so you can actually punch up. Oh man, what else? There's like so many good things.
I want to point out that we have stat check in chat, and this is the point where we sell our poops per player metric as the way of gauging a GT. If you weren't in the Grimcore the past week, we did the math about the amount of poo at LVO and how many per minute, and it was a disturbing amount. I think I worked out that by the end of the weekend, the weight was an entire 2006 Chevy Malibu and Matt Laura.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's the combined weight of the PPP.
The PPP?
Yeah. Poops per player.
Oh, that's right. The poops per minute. Or wait, is it poops per participant? What's the acronym stand for again, John?
There's poops per participant, which I think is much harder to say, so I don't like it as much.
Yeah, that's why you abbreviate to triple P.
And triple P, yeah. And then there's also I think the minutes in shitting position, just to really get Val going, because he had that T-whip. You got that whip.
That's a good one. I often spend quite a few minutes in shitting position.
Who? Oh, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't see who was talking, and I was confused for a moment. I thought it was Dickie, but his lips weren't moving.
Oh.
Danny's like a bird or a
Are you like a ventriloquist? You mean he has no lips? Like
he has no sense of permanence.
Oh, like a goldfish.
Yeah, fantastic. This data slate has been kind of filling up my meme pages, really ruining any chance of content I can get this past week. What's the game state going to be like for the next 3 months until I don't get content for another week again because everyone is just posting the same memes of data slates not being there?
Yeah, John, I think you're going to see a meta with several different armies rising to the top, and several armies that just can't quite hack it and have kind of a lower win rate, maybe around 45%.
Yeah. Well, that's
probably
perfect.
Won't ever be too many armies though that are actually below 45% because that makes the balance look like shit. So
I think
a question from the floor. Question from the floor.
Please, yes.
So the data slates seem to be managed to the sort of that win rate band. But when you do look at advanced metrics such as T-Whip, How much of a spread is there, or is C-Whip still just dominated by a handful of factions?
It's a fantastic spread of a lot of different armies, all between about 45 and 55% win rate.
So we don't know.
I think you'll see that either really correlates with the high win percentage correlates with the high T-Whip, or it doesn't.
What we need to do as a
basically
show,
are the DataSlates actually effective at the top of the meta is my question.
I think I mean look, if we're getting into this band in the first place, and granted this is a band of self-reporting, I think the numbers roughly bear weight with those that you'd find on a more reputable source like DiceCheck. And by reputable, I just mean more independent, because
they have a reputation.
Yeah, that's fair. It's really important to be
definitely a reputation,
independent, not tied to sort of one primary website or sponsor.
Ooh.
Yeah, just throwing fire. It's true. Yep. I had something really good to. Oh yeah, Dickie, put your screen over my mug. That's the aspect.
Okay.
You just want to live on my mug, and then
this is my favorite. Is the in-show editing live on the air? Like
You're killing me. You're killing me.
Oh, no, he can't do it. What happened, Dickie? Did you delete it?
No, I can do it. You really want me to do it?
Yeah.
It'd actually be funny if that's where you always were, just sort of a tiny head.
Because then we can
under
just
John's desk.
You can just cut to a shot of you on the mug.
It's like a Zod from Power Rangers.
If you want to hear better people talking about the DataSlate, usually there are big changes, and there's a lot of changes to a lot of strange stuff as well. Check out a better show like the aforementioned DiceCheck.
Yeah,
in chat.
They did a great
I'd be happy
article.
to give more review on this if I wasn't totally enmeshed and embroiled in Old World, and B, it didn't just come out today, and I've just been in class all day, and I really haven't had a time to thoroughly read through this.
Buddy, we're gonna work on your closing arguments a little better. That one was not a Yuri game. Other news coming out today is DiceCheck, the show we made way for in our old network, essentially, way back in the day, is ending.
No,
they are stopping content production. And guys, what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit here is, are we seeing the start of a reduction in content creators? Because after COVID, we kind of bubbled up with it seems like 3 new podcasts a week coming up. Are we getting to the point where the juice isn't worth the squeeze? We're going to see sort of a consolidation or a drop in the number of content creators.
Well, I think DiceCheck in this particular situation here was very specific. It was sort of started off by Magikarp Usefly and his merry band of people playing games on DiceCheck. Had that first rush of popularity, I guess, during early 9th. And then I think it came down to, in both cases, with the show the channel petering out. It was just a lot of work on sort of a narrow focus of people, and they were doing it kind of the right way. They had their own studio, so they had costs, overhead, and it's a challenge, even doing one live stream a week, and it costs a lot of money to have all that stuff. And I think that was, and Bricky specifically, who was a guy who kind of tried to bring it back with Demeki and Garrett, 2 guys who are wonderful guys. He's got his, as he said in the video about it today, he had his hands full, and this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. So I think it is a bit unique. I don't think it's necessarily, it's definitely a cautionary tale. I mean, we take for granted battle reports and people who live stream and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I speak from hard-earned personal experience. It is very, very difficult, even when you have a studio, and even when you have, the know-how to have, a number of successful channels under your belt. So I think I don't necessarily think it's about whether battle reports in general are definitely, numbers are overall down from what I understand, which is interesting with 10th edition. But I don't think, I think this was maybe just a matter of, trying to be a hero, and he needed to
pull that for
cut the losses.
Yeah. So hey, can we dig into that a little bit? Because I'd like to talk about that. Battle reports, I think, have almost a near universal negative reputation, especially among the especially amongst the competitive community. And the formula is so hard to get right. I think it's insanely difficult to make something that somebody's just going to sit and watch for 3 hours. That's like watching a doubleheader for movies back to back.
or
that's hard.
Godfather Part 2 once.
Well, that's if you're live streaming, but I mean, and with Ricky's model, I mean, he was having the live stream reports edited, so that's another cost on top of just having the room in the studio. So like, that did take their battle reports down to a watchable hour or so, but even that is a pretty good investment of time. So and you got to be consistent. Like I think when we look at someone who's made live streaming event coverage work, is a guy like Joe who shows up every single week and on top of that does an incredible job. But like just showing up every week is really, really hard. So I got another more respect for Bricky and all the other stuff he does, and how supportive he's been of the community since he sort of came into the scene. He's always lifted up other content makers who are much smaller, channels than his main Bricky channel, and now he's got Adeptus Ridiculous, or he's had it for a while now with his co-host. So yeah, onwards and upwards, I'm sure, for those guys, and it's too bad it didn't work out.
What do you guys see as being the future of something like battle reports, which is still necessarily like a popular thing, even if less so? We've kind of evolved from the mini wargaming, like Glacial Geek style, like handheld camera at the table and kind of cutting between things. And we've gone all the way from that to something like 40K in 40 minutes, which is just tremendous. I love you guys, love you, JT, but a tremendous time sink to create that 40-minute.
Yeah.
As well.
Where do we go from here? Because like I said, it is no longer as popular as it was.
And like even these video battle reports, right, are an evolution of the battle reports that we used to get into the back of White Dwarf. I mean, I don't know if you remember the little blocks that were colored with like little symbols on them, which were awesome. I used to love reading those as a kid and a teenager. So like naturally, like we want to move to live action because it's so much easier to do now than it ever has been. Like I think tournament stream games get a lot. I think they get a lot of it. I think they get a lot of attention. I think maybe like some kind of model where you're bringing on different people every week too is good. I think that you can build up a fan base if you have like the same actors kind of coming back on and have a cast of people. So I think that idea is probably really good, but I think it needs to be pretty diverse. The other thing, like I think people would like to see is people's personal armies. So like I think like people with beautiful armies going and playing battle reports, which is probably another reason why they're probably not considered the most competitive armies, because typically the people with the prettiest armies are not always the people that are the best at the game. But that is probably what makes a really good pretty battle report is the miniatures. So I think if you can get that confluence of nicely painted miniatures and good players, I think that's like the ticket. That's like the golden ticket, along with great production value like you have with something like Play.
I mean, using Play on an example, I know I just said that battle reports seem to be on a decline, but I mean, you wouldn't know it looking at someone like Play on stuff.
Right.
I mean, they're doing, six figures on most of their 40K in 40 minutes. In fact, all of them, some of them are hitting over 200,000. 140 seems to be a comfortable number for them. Like that's outstanding stuff. And this is something too I've noticed is that like as channels have matured, people don't go out looking for, like the keywords aren't Warhammer 40K battle report. It's probably more like play on tabletop or tabletop tactics or, the specific place that you're going, tabletop Titans, what have you.
Yeah.
I think in all of the cases, like if you were someone who wanted to break into it, I mean, it does look a lot more daunting now than it ever did before. I think fundamentally though, you still got guys like Winners out there on their cell phone, recording reports, entertaining people, and making stuff that people enjoy supporting, enjoy watching.
Yeah.
I think it really comes down to like, do you have a genuine personality? Do you have something that's going to resonate with an audience? I think that's really the key. And I mean, PlayOn's got that in spades, obviously, and so does DiceCheck.
I think what it comes down to is you can have a fake cartoon set, some TV sets where you pick the host, have a really good intro song, pretty good production value.
Yeah, pretty good.
But if you're just kind of shit, then you're just going to meander along for several years. Maybe your co-hosts even leave for another game. Who knows? Who knows?
Life's a mystery.
Yeah, life's a mystery, and we just write it. Before we move off of that, who is a content creator that doesn't get enough love?
Grim After Dark.
We've been grinding.
100 P, Grim After Dark. Like, no doubt about it.
Oh.
What's a less narcissistic answer?
That's not narcissistic. That's factual.
So look, yeah, agreed, of course.
I mean, we don't have fancy thumbnails.
No,
we don't edit. But you know,
thumbnails were my job.
4 middle-aged guys out here doing a thing every week.
That's correct. Shouting into the void.
That's right.
3 years.
Yeah. So my answer, John, would be, of course, it's got to be Phil. Phil, the Glacial Geek.
Really?
Oh, love that guy. What a great guy. He deserves as much love as he can possibly get.
All right.
I can think of very few people better than Phil.
I can't think of a single person who doesn't deserve everything they got and more. And like when he got that army painter, no, he deserves everything he's getting. Like when he got that army painter sponsorship, it's like, well, why didn't you get a GW one? Like he deserves like fantastic because he's been grinding for years.
Sorry, I think the previous question was who's the most underrated content creator, and John's answer was Glacial Geek has gotten everything he deserves. Our first guest, if memory serves, was he not?
No, that was Brad Chester.
Brad Chester first. The Glacial Geek was our second.
Yeah, he was
up there. He was up there.
He was our old co-host on Mob Rules as well. We've always loved Phil.
I have a good answer for your question. I think.
Oh yeah.
Is it the Canadian national WTC team?
Oh God, I swear to God, Dickie, if it's that.
Jordan Sorcery.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think he does banger interviews, and it does a lot of history, and I've really enjoyed throwing that on in the background and doing stuff. So give a list to him.
What's it called? Jordan Sorcery.
Jordan Sorcery. Yeah, so he does history. He basically does the history of Games Workshop, and he's also gotten to a place where he's essentially. I'm just going to guess that there hasn't been a lot of therapy amongst the senior management of GW. So he's really become like the psychiatrist couch for a lot of retired GW people who will come on and talk, including Alan Merritt, who talks about how he personally killed the old world,
destroyed,
and didn't get nearly as much traction as I thought it would.
Val's retweeting from this guy's. Hey, this is the guy.
This is him. He did it.
His name's going on a list.
Yeah. But anyway, good shout out there, Dickie. I think Jordan Sorcerer is a great guy.
I'm going to give that a listen.
Yeah.
Good job.
Tons of good stuff.
Let's move on to some state of play. See if we can recapture this grind as I continue to talk until I get the signal from Dickie.
Didn't we already do this?
We did do this.
Yeah, we did.
State of play. It's around the net this time. Say that one now.
They're on the net.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Why does no one listen?
You guys
that's right.
Our
Welcome
audience
to Around the Net.
Probably what is the most exciting, exhilarating, high energy Grim After Dark episodes ever recorded.
This one?
Yeah.
If you're still here, thanks for sticking in for real. We love you so much.
For real. If you're like, this is why you're underrated, because you're just not very good. You're
overrated actually because of that. Yeah.
Thanks, Joel. Yeah.
Thanks, Joel. Joel, always a kind word unless it's a YouTube comment section. But anyway, welcome to Around the Net, the part of the show where we dive deep into the dank drivel the internet provides. And this week, we're talking some hobby hacks. Guys, Sunday I asked you to send me some hobby hacks we could have as an entire section. The small cat in the bottom is my reaction to you not doing that. So we're going to throw you on the spot. This person here,
the worst people.
This person here on Imperial Man on Facebook complaining that they has this ever happened to any of y'all? I bought a rhino and an executioner and they sent me a razorback instead of a rhino, which Danny this is the correct way to buy a rhino. Am I right?
Yeah. Why would you ever buy a rhino kit? That is the poorest decision you can make, unless you want like a Demos rhino or something like that. Like, buy those. But because this makes a rhino. It has all the pieces of the rhino in the kit, and then you also get a razorback turret just in case you ever want to run that. It's like $5 extra.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, never buy a rhino.
That is a pro tip right there.
Yeah.
Also true.
What
And
else
you
you
know
guys
what
got?
else?
What other pro tips have you got?
Same thing with the hammerhead. Always buy a hammerhead, never buy a devilfish.
Yes.
And it
Smart
comes
man.
with the
You get 3
Skyray too,
models.
so-
You get 3 models that way.
Yeah. right?
Yeah.
Wow, look at this guy.
Well,
Give
save
us
me more
more.
money,
Give
Danny.
us more. Give us
Danny
more.
knows what's up.
He's my bankruptcy attorney.
Yeah, John, a Land Raider. buy a Crusader because you
Yeah.
also get a Redeemer.
What?
But who's even running Land Raiders now that we can't put Exalted A-Bound in them? There's literally no point in them.
It's very sad, John. It's very sad.
Very
They
sad.
can't go in rhinos anymore. Yeah.
And factually
can't go
inaccurate,
right.
which I realized halfway through saying, but that's the show today. I'm just kind of going with it,
I was
calling
gonna
it
say,
good.
I think they can go in though.
Dickie, what do you got? What's your favorite little hobby secret that makes you feel all tingly?
I would have to see. I'm gonna be a jerk.
Very personal.
I'm not gonna say this. Oh, I'm gonna say it. Airbrushes. I don't know. Like airbrushes have been lamented in the community, but they're just so good at getting that first base coat down and
Mhm.
fast. Yeah, I'm a jerk. I'm sorry, guys.
Here's
I got one.
what Dickie sounds like using his airbrush to put 3 colors on an 8-bound. Done.
Not anymore. They went up in points. You gotta have
Well,
way
yeah, they're
less
pretty
now.
bad.
Jeez
Yeah.
Louise.
What you got, Val?
Obsessively watch buy and sell Facebook groups and buy painted armies.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Mine is to troll eBay, but when I Google eBay, I only search for misspellings. So if I'm searching for Necrons, I search for Necorn because less people bid on those.
It's true.
They don't find them. That's a very good point. Yeah, lazy sellers are the best. Like if you actually, my real pro tip is shitty photos. If you see a shitty photo, and you're just scrolling through, stop and have a look, because it could have 3 highlights on it, and I swear to God, I could, like, if there was a painted army on that blurred out table back there, I would be able to tell how many highlights it had on it,
Like I'd buy it immediately.
and I could just swoop right in there.
Do you
Bad photos are the biggest generator of good deals you could ever hope for.
I just want to point out here real quick, Joel Atkins in chat saying, I love John just writing the bit till the bitter end.
Yeah.
Which Danny could confirm is like literally my MO.
It's basically John's personality. It's boiled down into one sentence.
What's the longest I've kept a joke going? Is it like 4 years?
Is there a joke that I didn't get
Longer than that.
How long have we been doing this show?
No. Well, because I made a mistake and I realized halfway through what I was saying was wrong, but I just kept going with it. I think the Frasier joke has been about
the Frasier joke has been consistent for 3 years now.
For 3 years.
No, 4 years, because it was good before I left for law school and we were still joking about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I will write a bit to the bitter end. And if you're asking, it's about the 18-month mark when it becomes really funny. So you just
it gets way better, yeah.
It's a Stockholm syndrome for comedy. It's perfect.
It gets better. No, it doesn't.
John kidnaps your humor.
Beautiful. Yeah, and then you think you like it, but you don't.
But it's just bad.
Moving on, when you can't win the big one of the ITC, you make up your own competition, like Brett Perkins did here on the competitive 40K website, where he announced that he was the best Brett 2023. So guys, what's a category of Warhammer competition
I got in trouble last time we did something like this?
You would win that is not a current category?
Best Greg.
Oh,
That's Greg.
That's Greg.
Oh, yeah, you did get in trouble.
I know what mine is. It's sweatiest player. I think I'm the sweatiest player in the ITC. I'm like not kidding.
You really are.
Well, hot this rhino.
I can tell. You mean
steamy.
Razorback, right? You can tell how intense the game is or how close the game is based on how sweaty Danny is.
My perspiration level. If I'm like hair slick back, shit's not going good.
And
or it's close.
Yeah, my favorite part is walking up to the table, looking at the game state, and Danny doing like this movement of, "Wow." You're like, "Oh, I'll go back. I'll come back and see you with the
I'll
towel."
come back later.
Dickie, what category are you winning? A Heisman from your football days?
No, probably the most army flips in in a competitive season. I feel like I've done that too much lately.
About once a data slate.
Yeah, every time. Oh yeah, that's good. Now just move on over to that army. So yeah, that's me. Army flip. What about you, Val?
Longest consecutive streak on a 40K themed podcast without playing 40K.
That
That's
would
pretty
be
good.
correct.
That is
yeah.
good. So I'm challenging you. Oh, it's gonna 2024 is gonna be my year. No, I'm kidding. Moving on here, I have this slide title is Danny's Old World Corner. Danny, you shared this in the area. I put the
Oh,
pictures.
Jesus
for every
Christ.
week.
Did you see this, Val?
No,
what does this mean?
no.
So this guy, he posts in the Old World group about how he has this pygmy army,
Oh,
which is like these really old Games Workshop models. They're very old, right? And they're from like Ravening Hordes era, like 3rd edition Warhammer. So these are
I
from
think-
like the
I think these
late
are actually
80s, early
these
90s.
would be maybe even pre Warhammer.
Yeah.
Like so. Like, yeah, they're horrible racist
So
caricatures.
this guy's like is acting like, hey, I just want to show off my army, right? Like
Mhm,
I'm gonna
mhm.
call this guy out. I think this is fucking what a jerk. Anyway, so he's like, oh yeah, I just wanted to show pictures of like my army. So I looked this guy up on Facebook. Like these models came out in 1987.
Nice.
Per his, or 19 no, maybe even earlier than that.
I think it's got to be earlier than
Yeah,
'87.
this guy's 36. I just saw his birthday post. His mom wishing him happy birthday. He turned 36. So these models are older than him. So he purposely went out and bought this army.
Not only that, but he would have paid a pretty penny for these racist models.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these are expensive models.
racists famously value the toys that they can have.
huh.
No, I said there was no Nazi imagery in this week, to be fair. And I want to point out Nurgle Matt in chat saying Val upset made me zoom in. So your reaction increased. Oh, let's get that off the screen. That's terrible. New Renegade Army, which I'm sure
God.
is Rob going to do right up in there?
I wonder if it. I hope this guy. Like literally, I can't post in that chat group. That group. Every time I post something, it gets taken down.
Pygmies, fine.
But I really hope that the Pygmies thing got taken down. Otherwise, I'm getting up way up on that high horse.
True. Guys, Danny, what are we looking at here?
John, I don't know, some kind of amorphous creature that's been
How dare you? That's a woman.
Sure. Well, then she's boneless.
Like
she's a woman tender.
Yeah.
That is a fascinating piece of AI generated art, actually. I'm going to say there's like a Salvador Dali thing going on here.
It's a Kickstarter for a 3D printing STL.
Yeah.
Well,
is what that is. And Danny, to your point, I did comment, as you can see at the bottom there. I like how you modeled her without bones.
So I'm sorry. So this slide is just a chance for you to show off your Facebook.
Absolutely. And I'll show it every week until you laugh at it.
I appreciate your clever Facebook comments, John.
Thank you. Someone has to, not my mom. Moving on, get that off the screen. It's very disturbing.
That she disliked that post that you made.
She did. Joel Eggins, was she laying over a rock or a giant egg? Yeah, she's just a big snake lady keeping her egg clutch warm. This slide here I called confidence. Is just me and the boys moments before the Chaos Knight kills us turn 1 as the Harlequins kind of jump along. I want you guys to tell me about a situation, tell me what's the most confident you've been before a game that has immediately blown up in your face.
Oh my God, every game is like that.
If you were interested, Dickie is coaching for Team Canada, so with pep talks like that.
Yeah,
I've got mine. I can go. All right. This takes me back to when I was 19 years old. I just painted Chaos Land Raider, filled it with Chaos Terminators, stuck it on the board across my Imperial Guard opponent, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna die. I just painted this thing. I'm prepared to get wrecked. And so he guess range shot his Basilisk, and it hit my Land Raider and rolled the 6 to penetrate, and then it got the 6 on the vehicle damage result, and so he blew up 1,000 points of my 1,500 point army in one shot. And I rage quit.
You were sweating.
I'm like, I'm just done. No, I wasn't even sweating. I was like, this. I've had enough.
By the way, Jake Howe coming in the chat saying, "Man, you guys are going downhill." To which I responded, "We were never uphill." So I just
we've been down here the whole time.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the depths. Val, what about you? What's the time? I can't ever believe a person like you has been overly confident going to a game and had it blown up in their face immediately.
But I feel like I've told every single one of my horrible losses stories so many fucking times over the years. Oh,
this
man.
Is for the new
sure
generation.
You haven't just lost those times, Val.
I mean, the one I will just, I mean, I quote it all the time, but my experience at the ETC in my first game before I knew the 3 days of torment I was about to engage in, and I was like delightfully ignorant of the complete beatdown I was about to suffer repeatedly. Up against Team Scotland, deploying my army with great precision and delicacy against a knight list that had outranged me, but I didn't realize that. And who was entirely confident of his 20-0. I didn't realize that. Got completely destroyed. Absolutely shit mixed. Without a prayer of winning. And probably took all 4 hours to do it as well. That was actually the one thing I did do, was play to the bitter fucking end every single time.
You made sure, even though there was no chance of you getting a single point.
Not from the first minute. Not from the first minute. And I took those things down to the wire every single fucking time.
It was like, I'm going to win, and like my team's going for lunch, and you're like, nope, turn 5, baby. Let's go.
That's what John does to me every time we play. He makes sure we play to the end of the game so he can try and deny me as many possible points as he can.
Yeah. Luckily, Danny.
Yeah, I didn't master that part of it.
What was that, John?
Luckily, you finish the games pretty quickly nowadays. But I did enjoy. I think there's been a couple times where you've been pipped to second because of my insistence to go to the bitter end and cost you like 2 points.
I did make one of my best Warhammer friends ever, like my second or third GT, playing in 7th edition against Stephen Pampreen at the Michigan GT, and I had
Sorry, I mentioned Michigan.
I had what did I have left? It was what are the little Tau? What are the Tau marker light grav cars? Tetras. I had like a Tetra. That was it. And he had a bunch of corn dogs. He was running like it was like a sorcerer cult of some kind. And I made him chase that fucking Tetra all around the table. And I was like, I ain't fooled. Not a chance. And then we ate his grandma's cookies. And we're friends.
Nice.
I've done that with a flying hive tyrant where I had someone chase it around the board, and I just kept flying away. It's fun. It's fun. Dickie, what you got?
Jeez. I have so many games that I thought I was going to just demolish people, and then I was like, "Oh, that was a huge mistake." Well, I was at a team event on the weekend last weekend.
Oh, and, wow! You actually played 40K?
I did.
This team came second.
Yeah.
Dude, nice job. Really?
Mm-hmm. It was a team event, so it was an 8-man team, and my team Scrubs.
Part of the team.
I'm part of the team.
Nice.
What? Why do you say it like that? That was kind of...
No, that's cool.
No,
dude.
This is us being genuine and supportive. We just don't hear it very often.
I don't hear it. Like,
sorry, I know. Yeah, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get this much after this either. I'm telling you right now. So don't get used to it.
Sorry, my bad. I was playing. I think round 4. We were up against probably the most accomplished team that we were against. So blunt force trauma. And
is that a marijuana reference?
No, It's a murdering people reference.
Oh.
And I was against I got paired into a CSM player. I know CSM very well, and I was like, "Well, I'm pretty sure I got this game in the bag. No big deal." Nope, I got my butt beat pretty badly because I played it completely wrong. But you live
Wrong.
Life
wrong.
happens. Life happens.
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
I
you
think-
are bad, and you should feel bad.
That's
Thanks,
true.
man. Yeah.
Danny, you'll be happy to
Report
know
done.
we're running short on time. So instead of putting the Necron section that I put in to talk about here, with the Necron memes that have
We
amassed.
need to talk about them for the data slate. Like,
No, yeah.
I have a lot of opinions about that, actually.
Literally, when I asked you what your opinions were the day the data slate 40 minutes ago, you're like, things got good, I'm bad.
Yeah, but I had some time to consider it. I was
that's fair.
noodling it, John.
That's true. And then Josh, oh hey, what's up, Josh? Are you telling me a blunt force this trauma? Which is good wordplay. But we're gonna jump ahead, save that content for next week, when it will be, I promise, no racism. Zero, like that is like hand on heart, swear in Val's life.
Okay, yeah, then it's going to be horrible sexism. I know what's going to happen here, John.
Comedy comes in threes. It's going to be the third thing. But I would say we should probably skip forward to slide 22, I think is what the transition phrase is.
Oh, wow.
Let's do the time warp.
Yeah, for sure. Like I just kind of crazily threw together a slide of a bunch of different things I found. We should maybe do a bumper first. I don't know.
Etsy, the price is right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I always forget how hard that cut is for the music. That's fantastic.
Really fast, yeah.
Welcome to it's technically a new game edition. Today we're playing Etsy, the price is redacted, where I found various items from Warhammer across the beautiful single and unemployed mom entrepreneur site known as Etsy, for us to buy to help our various game systems. It was a bad joke, but the fact you're both nodding means you both know I'm right.
Yep.
So the idea is
okay. And 3D printers.
No joke, just facts.
That's true, yeah. I'm going to show you a variety of Warhammer themed items. The prices are going to be covered by a pink Stanley Cup. And the thing is, you're going to have to tell me is, oh, look at him. There's lead in that. Lead poisoning, boy.
It's a weld on the bottom. Okay, it's a weld. The lead does not go in the cup. At least that's not what I hope is true about it.
Damaged. I'm just saying.
Wow. Glad you're already wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Mad Hatter.
Tom Hanks moment. So yeah, I found items to help your game of 40K or Old World on Etsy. And what I need you to do is tell me how much they are charging for this. Sadly, I wasn't able to email them all and ask them if they'd actually sold it at that price. But we are just going over the items, and your job is to guess how much someone was charging for this. So we're going to start this week with this guy here, the very not racist Deathcore Zippo lighter.
Oh my. You said no Nazis. You said no. You promised no Nazis. You said no Nazis. You lied to us.
I think you'll find this is
very close.
This is Krieg, which is a fictional faction in Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, well, we kind of like.
Does that say Fuhrer on it?
It does.
No, it says four, which is German for four, which isn't a good start.
For fuck's
I
sake.
think it says four and.
Imperium on the top.
It says Imperium on top, four, which is the German word for four, and und, I believe, on the other side, which is the German word for and.
So there's a swastika on the other side of this lighter.
100%.
Yeah, let's see the other
100%.
side, John. I want to see the whole lighter before
I don't.
The fact it's made by someone called JP Customs Texas makes me think that you're both right, but we're gonna go buy it here. How much is someone charging for their Warhammer 4000?
I guess it's me.
No, I'll
Yeah,
do
of
it, dude.
course,
That's
James.
fine. I'm gonna guess $42, John.
$42 is how much Danny pays for offensive lighters.
$99.
Way
What?
Val,
way over.
way over. It's gonna be
You better not be
$60
doing
for that guy.
Oh,
but free shipping, and more disturbingly, 225-star reviews as a seller.
Hey, you don't know what other classy Zippos he makes.
Well, talking of classy, Val, the next thing we have coming up is this Greater Good Commander
Yeah.
Okay, Jiggly Sticks. All right.
by Jiggly Sticks.
Oh no.
Let them
Imagine
know.
that's the handle you decide.
4.9 stars on this one. I don't want to know
Let
who
them
gave him a
know
0 star to
how
hurt
much you
the rating.
support the fifth sphere expansion by how much your first sphere expands at your commander.
Oh yeah. Sexy Towel Lady going for. Now this is a print or an STL?
That's a great question. It is 1/9 scale.
Pre-support. It's pre-supported included. So this is an STL.
It's an STL.
I'm
Ready for
going
print?
$9.99.
$9.99.
That's a good guess. I'm gonna go $12.
$12. Val.
Oh,
nailed it.
Just
He
nailed it.
knows exploitative STL prices.
I know my Jiggly Sticks.
So we're back to 1-1 now. Let's go a little bit more normal, but still bizarre. I don't understand this. Maybe you guys do. It is a Carousel paint storage rack for 48 paints, and
That's
this seems to
kinda
take up. This seems to take up more room than 48 paints would take normally, though. Is my complaint about it.
Okay, hold up. Hear me out. If you
Yeah.
have a desk that closes like one of those old time slidey desks, you may not have room for your paints to like store in like a vertical capacity.
Mhm.
You've got to
Mhm.
condense it into a little box that you have so you can like close your desk.
And
Mhm.
as a man of the law, you of course have a roll top desk.
I
It's-
will Val, I'll first of all I'll know the name of it someday, and then I'll also own one for sure. It's gonna happen.
And a Murphy bed in your dingy office.
Dude, yeah, for sure.
Danny's law
With a
office is going to
big
have.
red leather chair. Yeah.
Nope, you're going to have a
Sounds clean.
standing.
One of those
desk
lamps
with a
with the green
treadmill.
shade on it. Yeah.
Dude, I have one of those already.
So you're at 1 out of 3, babe. 1 out of 3. All right.
All right. Crib
all
Shadow's coming in saying
collecting all the
$50 in
relics.
chat if you want to use that suggestion as a price there, Val.
So MDF construction, but it's got some
This
extra
one, by the
components.
way, only 4.6 stars, so less
Not as
popular
good.
than a race.
MDF's a tricky bitch.
Hey Val, let
MDF
me go first this time because I stole first from or I didn't go first last time. Let me do this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say $45.
No, you aren't. Oh, you son of a bitch. Ah,
Is that the same as you?
I literally was going to say $45.
All right, I'll
Okay.
say. How about
No. It's fine. No. You got your 45.
Part
You
of
got
the
your
game.
45.
Part of the game.
So, $39.99.
Oh,
$39.99. You
$70.
cheap
Wow.
bastards.
holy
All right.
shit!
Okay.
You cheap bastards. It's all in the revolving mechanism.
2-1.
That's-
2-1.
I keep hitting
That's
the
what makes
play
it.
button, but it doesn't work.
Does it have a motor?
Oh, yeah, the play button won't work, Dickie, because it's actually a picture.
Yeah, no, I see that now. Crazy.
Jeff.
I feel you.
It's
It's
a
a GIF. Yeah.
It's Jeff.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at these!
Yeah, something to help
Ooh.
Val and Danny out something. This is how I came up with the idea for
I
Fancy
need
Prices Right,
these.
because I
I
didn't want
need
to make my own lance
Yeah.
trays.
Good move. I think this was a real smart move on your part.
But how much are lance formation trays?
$7.50.
That's very confident.
Yeah. It's got to be more though, right?
I don't know which size it is.
There's 2 sizes.
It's 2 sizes, 30 by 60.
It must be an STL, I would assume.
No, I don't think so. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gonna guess $8.
$8. So Val went $7.50. You're going 8.
Yeah.
Classic. It's $4.95.
Good one, Val.
It's a bargain, unlike every other item currently on eBay for the
Yeah,
old world.
Those look good.
I've been on Etsy a lot lately, actually.
Perfect. Well, then you will know
We're tied
how
up.
much this one is. The old wheel
You guys talked about this on your show. Literally on Old World Charm. You guys were like, "Is anyone ever made a
They don't
fucking?"
have British accents.
I can't do Australian. I don't know why. I don't have that part of my brain.
Just
Well, it's
put
just the way-
another shrimp on the barbie, and you'll be fine.
My favorite part
Just
is
the
when
shrimp on the
Adam,
barbie. I don't know.
whenever Adam says
good.
Danny's name, he's like,
That
"Oh,
was
Daddy."
sounded just like Adam. I thought he was here with us.
I'm like a parrot. But yeah, you guys were literally talking about making these.
Oh, that's
well,
weird.
yeah, someone beat us. Someone, we should have.
Almost
I
like,
think
oh,
we might
now
have
I
a
feel-
copyright claim. I don't know. Anyway,
That's not very Old World Charm of you to file IP.
oh, man,
infringement.
I'll be funny charming in court.
So we got a little laser cutter. Actually, this might be a two-tone 3D print on an FDM machine.
Yeah.
Can I just
Is
say,
it acrylic? Like,
real quick?
are those steel stickers on top?
little Joel Adkins in chat coming in with, you know what would be a fun game? See which of these items Green Stuff World has patented in the EU.
Wow.
The answer is all of them. Yeah, it looks like acrylic with a
Okay.
picture on top.
$5.99, John.
For a full set of acrylic design
Oh,
tools.
there's
20,
more than one?
$20, $20.
Oh,
Or there might just be one because options available, but $5.20. The actual answer is 7.
Damn
Value
it!
fell for my charm.
You did so fast. You just jumped in
Destroyed.
there. Yeah.
Draw.
I thought it was all 4. Options available was there the whole time staring at me. Damn it.
Yeah. You got to pay attention to the description. Dickie,
buddy.
you want to press that? This one is a video. You want to start this?
All right. This is it to tie it up.
Which
No, it
Wow.
wasn't.
no, you lied to me,
damn, dude.
jerk.
So I lost. Damn it.
It was cold. That's okay.
Good game.
Cold-blooded.
GG.
Didn't tie?
Maybe.
I counted you being closer than me on a couple of them.
Okay.
That's true.
Good game, Bell.
GG.
That's
Although I did guess one right on the number. That's always feels
That was-
good.
you did.
I could have lost every other one and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's just a shame it was an STL for a large-chested alien cowgirl.
Hey, I know value when I see it, John.
Yeah.
He's got an eye for business.
Juggly bits or whatever. Yeah.
Awesome.
Jiggly sticks.
Yeah, that's it.
We're collabing with Squarebase.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry, I
professional.
forgot.
Square-based, run boobed. Perfect. You can move to the next slide, Dickie. This is just a little wrap-up time here. Guys, plug your stuff.
All your shows that you're on.
We dropped a new episode of That Old World Charm today.
Yeah, buddy.
We
Sounded better, Dickie.
It's
I like it.
every
Yeah,
week
really
we're
good.
dropping new stuff, so come check us out. I think we're gonna do our part 2 for free coming up here as a preview for folks. So
Yeah, what the fuck?
come check that out.
Well, where's the
Thanks
part
for
3
paying
for
for
us
the part
for us patrons then?
The
Just
part
like-
3 for you patrons.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna just give away part 2 for free like that,
This is just socialism.
You know,
You pay because you can afford to pay for part 2, and I can't. So therefore, you redistributed the extra content a little bit.
well,
One
then
thing
clearly,
that
clearly you're
patrons
not
like-
subscribed to my BitTorrent of part 2s of Old World Charm.
Yeah, join
one
the
of
grid
the
cord.
things that we do offer as part of our Patreon is access to argue with me about Warhammer Fantasy rules on the rules section of the
I
channel.
love
So
that.
if you're interested in that, like people love to do it,
the perk.
come try your might. We'll argue confusing weird stuff.
I will say that you did not point out during the declare charges phase that they changed it, that you have to declare all your charges and then you do your charge reactions. And I was like, aha, I gotcha. But then Peter cleaned it up, and I was disappointed.
He did a good job.
So yeah, it was a good episode. Listen to it while I fell asleep with my daughter earlier this evening. As a matter of fact, Squarebase, we're coming at you very soon with an episode about very handy apps for playing the old world.
Like
Because
a
something that
bloomin' onion, maybe like mozzarella sticks.
Are
Are we looking for like less grease for touching the models, or
Or poutine that's an appetizer in Canada, right? Or is that a meal? I'm not really sure.
That's in the second half of the podcast for patrons. Actually,
is it part 2 for patrons? Is just
The
about food?
recommendations.
We got some really good ones there. It's amazing how fast the community's responded with a bunch of really important game aids because it's a little unwieldy, the old world. So I think there's a lot of stuff out there that's going to help.
Yeah.
Game aids. And so yeah, that was fun. And Danny, let's play a game on Warhol. I am really spiced about it.
Does it look good?
It's well, for one thing, it like links up with New Recruit, so you literally write your list and then you click one button and your whole army appears.
That's pretty cool. Does
I
New
mean-
Recruit have Renegade factions?
Not as of today, but any day now. They'll get to it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
They said that they're working on it, so
Oh,
any
good.
day.
Good. That's awesome.
But yeah, New Recruit's still just the core factions. Thank you for
Cool.
saying Renegade, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Excited for
Dude,
that season.
that is
desist
the
to hit
best.
them.
Oh, sorry, John.
No, I was gonna say I'm excited for the cease and desist to hit them.
No, it's all ninth age guys. So like they like it's this. I actually have some confidence that it won't because they don't use like unlike a lot of the TTS stuff, which will get take down notices and stuff depending on the time of day. Like the ninth age guys. So like Warhol doesn't look as good because they don't use like stolen copyrighted models. They have like their own sort of proxies, if you will. Because it was all designed for playing ninth age. So they just added the the old world rules to it and game mechanics, from what I understand, not a lawyer, not legal advice, but game mechanics, from what I understand, not copyrightable, which is why things like Battlescribe can exist.
Well, and ninth age is the nice thing of this program is designed for ninth age,
Yes.
right? And ninth age follows like very
It is
similar rules to
It is fantasy.
movement and fantasy. Yeah.
So essentially, yeah, like wheeling units, like manipulate, like moving stuff around on the board is just a dream compared to TTS. In my brief experience with it, but I didn't, for example, roll dice. I don't know how good that is, so I would love you to put it through its paces. We can play a game.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that sounds like
give
fun.
it a try. Sounds awesome.
Fantastic. Just making dreams happen every Tuesday night
Booyah!
through the wonders of the internet. So yeah, just definitely check out Old World Charm and Square Based, the old world centric shows from the intelligent parts of the podcast. And then thank you everyone else for joining us here on Danny, you're about to complete your third degree. I don't think you're not allowed to call yourself intelligent.
I barely have a BA, John.
I got a lot of BS.
Hey.
But you can find all of our socials and ways to support us at grimafterdark.com. We will be back next Tuesday live at 10 p.m. Eastern-ish. And if you enjoyed yourself, check our back catalog on YouTube. Definitely check out that Holding Up for a Hero short because it's crazy how hard it slaps. Anyway, remember, when your life feels like a never-ending siege, and things can't get any worse, join us here. And remember, it's always grim after dark.
It's time to step into the grim darkness with nerds gather talking Warhammer madness. Grim After Dark, the podcast with the hosts John, Danny, and Val, but they're not the most. Claiming to be experts, but it's all a facade. Talking about battles and dice rolls, they're all odd. Trying to sound cool with their Warhammer talk, but I'm here to expose. It's all just squawk. Nerds, everywhere I see talking Warhammer this, like it's a decree. But let me tell you, homie, it is all just a game. In the real world, homie, we are not the same. So put down the dice, step out of the dark. It's time to live life, nerd, make your own mark. Grim After Dark, the nerds playground, talking Warhammer this, acting all profound. But when I listen, it's all just a bunch of noise. I love roasting nerds and their stupid ass toys. Stupid ass toys, I wanna grab them, put my hands around the neck, squeeze, Warhammer squeeze, until they can't breathe or breathe again. Tell a friend, I'm out here roasting nerds again.